meditation on Christ's Passion. The stations are 14 stops along the way that Jesus took in the final hours of his life. From being then knelt before him and made fun of him. Long live the King of the Jews. They spat on him and took the stick and hit him over the head. Jesus, you are standing before Pilate to be judged. Almost all the friends that you have lived with, taught, and loved for the past 3 years have abandoned you. Even Peter the Rock has denied that he even knows you. You are innocent of any wrongdoing, and yet you are condemned to die. Jesus, help me to think of you when my friends turn away from me and when I am falsely accused. Thank you for the grace to live as you live.
Segunda estación. Jesús toma su cruz. Jesús salió llevando su cruz para ir al lugar. En tercera estación, Jesús cae la primera vez.
But he endured the suffering that should have been ours, the pain that we should have borne. Tells you to go on. The prophet Isaiah foretold your suffering, but he endured the suffering that should have been ours, the pain that we should have borne. Jesus, I have fallen into sin even when I do not want to. It is hard for me to go on sometimes. The fourth station, Jesus meets his mother.
Cuarta estación. Jesús se encuentra con su madre. Cuando Jesús vio a su madre y junto a ella al discípulo a quien él quería mucho.
Helps Jesus carry his cross.
Quinta estación. Simón ayuda a Jesús a cargar su cruz.
The soldiers led Jesus away, and as they were going, they met a man from Syria named Simon, who was coming into the city from the country. They seized him, put the cross on him, and made him carry it behind Jesus. Jesus, the soldiers...
Verónica le limpia la cara a Jesús. El rey les contestará: les aseguro que todo lo que hicieron por uno de estos hermanos míos, más humildes, por mí mismo lo hicieron. Continúas en tu camino al Calvario, Jesús, y estás cansado, sudado. Séptima estación. Jesús cae por segunda vez.
From all their suffering, it was not an angel, but the Lord himself who saved them. In his love and compassion, he rescued them. He had always taken care of them in the past. Jesus, you are God and man. Once again, the weight of the cross and the sins of the whole world are heavy upon your shoulders. You fall a second time, yet your love for me and your desire to complete me.
Jesús se encuentra en las mujeres de mucha gente y muchas mujeres que lloraban y gritaban de tristeza por él, lo seguían, pero Jesús las mira y les dijo: mujeres de Jerusalén, no lloren por mí, sino por ustedes mismas. Novena estación. Jesús cae por tercera vez.
The Lord guides us in the way we should go and protects those who please him. The 10th station. Jesus is stripped of his clothes.
Décima estación. Despojan a Jesús de su ropa. Recogieron su ropa y la repartieron en 4 partes, una para cada soldado. También tomaron la túnica, pero como era sin costura, tejida de arriba abajo de una sola pieza, los soldados se dijeron unos a otros: no la rompamos, sino echemos. Décima primera estación. Jesús es clavado a la cruz.
When they came to the place called the Skull, they crucified Jesus there, and the two criminals, one on his right and the other on his left. Jesus said, "Forgive them, Father. They do not know what they are doing." They divided his clothes among themselves by throwing dice. The people stood there, watching while the Jewish leaders made fun of him. He saved others. Let him save himself, as he is the Messiah who God has chosen. The soldiers also made fun of him. They came up to him and offered him cheap wine and said, "Save yourself, if you are the King of the Jews." Above him were written these words, "This is the King of the Jews." Jesus, they stretched out your body on that wooden cross that you have carried all the way to Calvary. Through your hands and your feet they drove huge nails so that you could not escape your death. Your blood gushes forth as the gift that brings redemption for me and for all who would believe in you.
Décima segunda estación. Jesús muere en la cruz.
At noon, the Holy. Some of the people there heard him and said, "Listen, he is calling for Elijah." One of them ran up with a sponge, soaked it in cheap wine, and put it on the end of a stick. Then he held it up to Jesus' lips and said, "Wait, let us see if Elijah is coming to bring him down from the cross." The 13th station, Jesus is taken down from the cross.
Décima tercera estación. Bajan a Jesús de la cruz.
It was toward evening when Joseph of Arimathea arrived. He was a respected member of the council who was waiting for the coming of the kingdom of God. It was preparation day, that is, the day before the Sabbath. So Joseph went boldly into the presence of Pilate and asked him for the body of Jesus. Pilate was surprised to hear that Jesus was already dead. He called the army officer and asked him if Jesus had been dead a long time. After hearing the officer's report, and placed you in your mother's arms. Indeed, a sword had pierced her heart, as the prophet Simeon had foretold. Yet despite her pain, she stayed by your side. Dear Jesus, please help me always to be faithful to you, as your mother Mary was. Jesus, give me the grace to be strong. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you.
Because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. Décima cuarta estación. Jesús es sepultado en la tumba.
Please leave the